So Islam, Dwayne, this is part 2, July the 2nd, 2021. So the camera stopped because I needed to make more space. So Burger King consists of the United States military as customers, Navy, Army. Like I was saying, maybe a few days ago, I had just posted about something about the military and how Annapolis. The employees were saying how Annapolis is full of venereal disease, or have a lot of venereal disease. And I didn't know this guy. He's a new guy. His name is Dwayne, just like you, Dwayne. I mean, so when I call his name, like when he comes in, he's a black male. When he comes in, he always seems to make it a point to say hi to me. Also, I thought it was is interesting is I remember the co-worker, also Musa. You know, he's from Senegal. Musa is from Senegal, and you know, Abbas, my son, is from Senegal. Musa stopped working there, but his brother now works there. I told him he is his brother named Mohammed. He's from Senegal. You know, Abbas' father is from Senegal, which is my son Abbas. Also, I found it interesting that, like DoorDash, when we get the tickets coming in from DoorDash, some of the names on the ticket are names like names in my family. Like someone might come. You know, my last name is Arrington-Bey, but without Bey, I got my ancestral name here, Bey, through the court order system. But before it was Bey. It was Arrington. So DoorDash or people coming to pick up DoorDash or maybe Uber Eats. You know, I don't look and see. Some of the names, a lot of the names would be names of my family, like Ray A, Stacy, Spencer. I had a force manipulated dream about this guy named Sam that I used to date just this morning before I came into work. He was from Kenya. Believe it or not, a DoorDash order with the name Sam was on one of the tickets from DoorDash. Let me think what else I noticed. And so I just gave you a few names, but many times names like that that my family has will come up. Who else? Oh, this one name kept coming up, and this Spanish-speaking guy looked from El Salvador. What was his name? He looked to be from El Salvador. He always came to pick Arnold. The black male. I used to, when I worked at the warehouse in North Carolina, when you and I first obligated and spiritually married, Sheikh Dwayne Bey, my Moorish American nation. The black male that was from Jamaica, they said his name was Arnold. And believe it or not, someone was start saying or post something about I think it was at American Student State that was Arnold's baby or something like that, or you know, something, I don't know. And but anyway, can you believe it or not? Some of the DoorDash tickets are said Arnold, the same Spanish speaking. I think he's from El Salvador. He doesn't look like he's from Mexico. Will come and pick up the ticket from Arnold. So you know there's a mental space when you're dealing with the sacred grove, and in your mind, when you're not a robot and you're not mixed with an animal or dog or ape DNA. As Moorish Americans, we are wealthy. So what's in our Akashic records is not in everybody else's Akashic records, because they are of something else possibly. They are mixed with dog, ape, some form of a robot. You don't know what it is. And so, and plus, if they have the telepathic code, in that telepathic code, is no telling what they put in the telepathic code, DNA, when they insert a fetus, a woman that's pregnant with it. Okay, so you have people saying, I was born this way. Well, they were born this way because the doctors, the scientists who can put certain DNA into different strands inserted the fetus with that code. And so if that scientist want, for instance, black people to behave like an animal or behave outside of natural law, like literally, like something deranged about it, when a black female come pregnant, insert the same strip, that same code in each female that comes pregnant with that code, and there you have a group of black Negroes that behave outside of what people would consider civilized. You have animals. So that's just an example. So anyway, I just found it so odd that I would get these at Burger King, these DoorDash tickets. They would come up with names that of my family. I was like, well, now is this not I don't believe in coincidence. And then Arnold, from when you and I first got married, she down when Arrington-Bey. And this Spanish-speaking El Salvador would come in, pick it, the same person, pick it up, the ticket. So that's keeping it 100 of the different experiments that they do. So let's get back to the humanoid robots. If you want a child to be a humanoid robot, or if there is a system where you can make humanoid robots, and you give them money, the parents, your whatever, that too can be a reason why something that is humanoid, I call them humanoid robots, I don't know what else to call them, but I know there's something else that they, just like you have spirits that can control insects, bugs, you have, there's something with these experiments that can control technology. So the military, that's unnaturalized. Scientists are in the military. Scientists, okay, and scientists come from all over. They can come from China, Japan, Russia. They can say, here, we'll give you some money, and if you let us transform your child, your sister, your brother, into one of these experiments, and we'll use them. And they'll help you too. They can put money, you can there's ways that they can help you electronically with money, whether it was dealing with your bank account. Trust me, if they can take money out, because Imani and I experienced this. It happened in like that same day. Literally like maybe 30 minutes when we made the phone call to Bank of America, they were literally taking money out of our account. If they can take money out your account, if they can freeze your tablet, if they can stop or change your screen, if they can flick on and off the electricity, or even turn the electricity off, like this has happened before in American Extended Stay. Someone had made a noise and all of a sudden the American Extended Stay electricity went off. Then trust us, they can put money in your account. And so if you have humanoid robots being used as terrorists, okay, and not only that, they're thieves, not only that, they're diseased, then, and you have people that have benefit from them, they're not going to say anything. They'll watch it, they'll watch them behave, they'll watch them do whatever they want to do, because they already benefit from what the scientists have created. There's nothing special about them. There's nothing galactic. They are experiments. And that is truly keeping it 100. Okay, I never forget, maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago, this black male was acting odd because I wouldn't put the straw in his hand. Okay, he's another black male that drives a truck with the Army. He comes in with Army attire on, and I would see him driving around Annapolis, and he wouldn't. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. We supposed to not at that time put the straw in the hand. We supposed to put everything on the counter and try to be as contactless as possible. He actually was like trying to jerk the straw out my hand, and he's a regular. I've been seeing him since I've been working at Burger King, coming to Burger King since 2016. I've been working at Burger King since June of 2016. I've been domiciling at American Extended Stay since August of 2016. So I didn't understand. And then he got mad and he had his hand on his hip like I had better. He told me to put the straw on the cup or something like that. I can't remember, but I documented it. After he left, I noticed the customers kept saying racist. She racist. Now, if you thought someone was racist, if you thought someone didn't like you, you would just, for me, I would just leave them alone. It's like, okay, she don't like me. He don't like me. They're racist. But if you are a terrorist, if you are something that is in an animal beast state of mind, and you are here to rape or force yourself upon someone and their very being, their mind, manipulate spiritual, possess their mind, whatever you can do, because that's what goes on in your world, transforming maybe humans or close to humans into something else, then you would create different false realities to why you should not be able to force yourself in a true American citizen world. Imani Gray Bey and I, Rhonda Arrington Bey, we don't know no one personally here in Annapolis. No one here can say that they have sat down and had a conversation with us in a friendly manner, or that we have invited them over, had dinner, hung out with them without telling a lie. Okay? I noticed when I document information about the United States military, all of a sudden words like Al-Qaeda would come up on my tablet. Why would the word, I'm not a terrorist, and I don't deal in reference to extremists in Islam. We as Moors, we are taught to abide by constitutional law. Like right now I'm about to read the Bill of Rights. But if you are trying to force yourself upon a woman, a male or female, and then you're trying to force yourself upon her child, and you see that it's not working, and then not only that, you are in an authoritative position. That means you could be the police or someone connected or in the military, Navy, Army. Then you might try to do other forms of tactics, fear tactics, FEAR, fear tactics, which are connected to terrorism, to try to implement this form of breeding or amalgamation, all right? And so that is definitely an animal beast state of mind. I noticed last night as I was sleeping, Imani and I, we kept hearing tapping in our room. Tap, 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 taps all in our room. And there was a big storm in Annapolis yesterday. Yesterday is July the 1st, 2021. And so I've been documenting how my dreams are manipulated. Now it takes those. So if you are trying to, once again, show some form of power. See, rape, if you document or you talk about rape, or when you listen to rapists and you listen to psychologists that speak to rapists, they would say that rapists like power. You take away the power, then that's the issue. They rape because they want power. So if you are a unclean spirit who is trying to abuse, molest, rape, because you're trying to demonstrate power, and so you are abusing your authoritative position, the science that you have learned, whatever specialized techniques or technology you are, that should be to protect the true American citizens, you have chose to use it to abuse and terrorize. It's because of power. And if you are being used by an foreign entity, and you know you are seen by their government as slaves, chattel property, that would make a psychological sense of why you would try to abuse and force yourself upon those on the landmass, because you already know you are nothing but property to them. You have to do what you are told. So I'm going to go ahead and read. So and I realized when I came into Burger King, I messed up twice on my counting. I count down the register, miscounted the register twice. Thank goodness for the first time, Miss Phyllis actually took me in the office and let me use the calculator. She said otherwise she wouldn't let me use the calculator in the office, and she wouldn't let me recount the calculator. But she actually counted the drawer. Whoever counted the drawer had put the wrong. It looks like they put the wrong amount of, like for instance, they said they had $8 and ones. There were only $3 and ones. But anyway, I miscounted the drawer as well, and in front of the camera at Burger King, because I was at the front counter, I told Miss Phyllis, I said, look, I hold up the paper because there's a camera showing. I said, whoever counted drawer last night miscounted totally. And so James, I don't know if he ever came in. I don't know who was the manager. Whoever counted, they totally missed up the count. And this is in front of the camera. And she said, and there were customers there. And Miss Phyllis said, okay, let me see the register. Then she called me and she said, you counted wrong. And I counted, and she was right. It was 30. It was the number. A lot of times these spirits say 3. It was approximately, I counted $30 short when I used the calculator. These unclean spirits say the number 3 constantly around here, like they're deranged or an animal. When I got up this morning, after hearing the taps in our room all night long, the Mason truck that I have documented about, it has Mason on it, drove flying past me, and still like unclean spirits sound like animals, still saying the number 3. The register was like $30 short. I counted $70 with the calculator, and it came up, and so it has to be $100. I thought that was odd, and so I miscount. Now, what I'm saying is, all the tapping was going on while we were trying to get sleep. When I'm sleeping, I can notice my thoughts are constantly being invaded, like trying to keep me awake and trying to do things. So what I'm saying is, when your thoughts or your mind is being invaded while you're sleeping, and you are among a terrorist who is trying to demonstrate a form of power because they are abusing their authoritative position of knowledge of maybe telepathy, the mind, behaviors, psychology, and they are using it to actually try to possess, so they can gain access to your mind so they can transform you. These are acts of terrorism. So what I'm going to do is, my name is Rhonda Arrington-Bey, is read part of the Bill of Rights until the camera stop. And this is true. So if I was a terrorist, okay, or a foreigner, do you think I would worry about unnaturalized military, Navy, or Army? If you are unnaturalized and you're too busy trying to rape and molest women on the landmass, maybe children, why would I worry about you coming to my country and trying to take over? And if anything, they probably would do, if anything, and then this is the only thing I would say. They would probably be those that are third world who don't have military strength like they should. They will worry, but those who do not have military strength, those that do, and they're trying to uphold their laws of freedom. That means they're not trying to be terrorists. They are just trying to uphold their laws of freedom to exist. I would not worry about unnaturalized Army, Navy, or Marines that spend too much time raping and molesting citizens on the landmass of where they come from, and they have not taken an oath or affirmed to uphold constitutional laws on their landmass. They're being used as slaves. I wouldn't worry about a slave. I would worry about them terrorizing and raping my children. I would worry about them raping my children, raping my men, harming my wives. That's what I would worry about. Okay, so this is the amendments to the Constitution of the United States. And let me also say this: I have never, Imani and I, we have never visited any mosque here in Annapolis. We don't know any Muslim, even though they walk around. We don't know any Muslim here. We don't know anyone in reference to that form of Islam. Okay. But I can tell that those that are connected to that form of Islam, or maybe Orthodox or whatever, they are connected to the military, the United States Navy and Army, and whatever branch here in Annapolis. So I'm going to read the amendments to the Constitution of the United States as ratified by the states. It says preamble to the Bill of Rights. Okay, it says Amendment 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the... Someone also, if you heard, just yell paid. Now, in laws of freedom, why would someone in Whole Foods be in Annapolis yell paid? Okay? But once again, when you are among, you don't know what it is, then you might hear that. Islam? You don't know what it is. The freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Amendment 2. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms. So this is speaking about bearing arms, the right to carry a gun. I am definitely going to get a gun, but still this is mental and spiritual warfare. So a gun cannot protect you from a terrorist that is trying to attack your mind. You have to learn how to protect your mind on your own. But there's nothing wrong with having a gun if you have rights. All right? But a gun cannot protect you from spiritual and mental acts of terrorism. You have to learn how to do that on your own. And that's what they rely on, Islam. And this is possibly why they tried to take rights, the gun rights away from the citizens, because they knew when they started to realize what was happening, possibly, some people go crazy. They start shooting people. They be like, I know you invaded my thoughts. I know you invaded my dreams, and they might shoot them, you know. And it's probably going on a lot, and we don't hear hear about it. And it possibly could go in the future. Let me continue. You know, it's like, okay, I know you are the spirit with the telepathic code that raped my child. I'm gonna, you know, and they do whatever they can. They might figure out a way to shoot them lawfully and kill them lawfully. Who knows? Anyway, but you have to learn how to protect your mind. Shall not be infringed. Islam. No soldier shall in time of peace